ما زال حديثنا عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. We're still talking about the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, and today we will talk about his physical description صلى الله عليه وسلم. And as I said last week, the more you know, you can visualize the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. You can have that image in front of you, in your mind, in your imagination. The more you will be able to relate to the Prophet ﷺ and to love him more. And that's the main purpose of doing what we're doing today. And the scholars wrote so many books about the physical description of the Prophet ﷺ. And not only we're going to talk about the physical description, we're going to talk about other things as well in the Prophet ﷺ. But let's start with his look. In Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if we start, let's start from the top. He had sallallahu alayhi wa sallam generally a long hair. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, his hair, it's almost between شحمة أذنه إذا طال إلى عاتق صلى الله عليه وسلم. His hair sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it is almost in between. If it's short, it will cover his ear. If his hair is short, it will cover his ear. And if he let it grow long, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will let it grow until it will hit what? His shoulder. لم يكن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقصر شعره بالمشاقص. المشاقص يعني المقص في لغة العرب. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, it was not recorded that he ever shortened his hair with a scissor, or cut it like what we do. It's not part of the culture of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's tribe or place of the Arab in general. He used to shave his head sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Hajj and Umrah, His hair sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was not a straight hair, neither it was a kinky kind of hair. It is basically wavy hair. It's a wavy hair. That's the best way I could think of to describe it. لم يكن شعره بالمتجعد ولا المسترسل. Wasn't, they say, it wasn't like the al-a'ajim, wasn't like, for example, like if you go to Chinese or basically the very flat, smooth, straight hair. It's not like that. Neither it was ولا كان كالمتجعد من أهل الحبشة. It wasn't also like the type of hair that you might see in Africa, which is not straight hair. That's how they describe him sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يعني تقول عائشة كنت أغتسل أنا ورسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من إناء واحد وكان له شعر فوق الجمة ودون الوفرة. الوفرة اللي هي شحمة الأذن والجمة اللي هي الكتف. Aisha said, I used to see the Prophet when he used to live in my house and go take a shower, and when it became wet, his hair, I see it. It is basically in between his earlobe and his shoulder, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And that, basically, that's how long his hair. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم used to braid his hair, 2 braids. كان يجدد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم شعره ضفيرتين. And it's also part of the culture of his people that they will braid the hair. Men will braid their hair. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم used to do 2. You'll see sometimes one of the companions, he had 3 braids. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم used to do 2. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم في أول أمر يسدل ثم فرق رأسه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The Prophet ﷺ used not to part his hair. It will be going straight like the, what do you call that? He will not basically part his hair, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He will let it go straight to his face, then he will gather it from the back of his neck, from the back to 2 braids, or will let it go onto his shoulder, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then after that, he used to part his hair, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It was a very, very dark black hair, pitch black. كان شعر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم until death. He never turned to be gray. Yeah, and people will not notice any gray hair in his hair. النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. It is basically, as I said, as Ibn Abbas said, كان أنس رضي الله عنه said, كان شديد السواد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Anas said, if you count a gray hair, قال عددت مرة 14 شعرة في وجهه صلى الله عليه وسلم. Once I counted how many gray hair in this big beard that he had and the black, it was 14 gray hair. That's it. And another narration said there is no black hair at all, no gray hair at all. The reason al-ulama said, the reason for that, that in Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he ever had these 14 ones, he dyed his hair sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He dyed his hair. So later on when somebody don't see it because it was changed, the color of it changed. If this means anything, it shows you that it is common in people today. You think it's sunnah to dye your hair with what? Henna. That's right, which is red color, reddish color. Actually, it's not reported that the Prophet ﷺ, as far as I know, ever did that he dyed his hair with henna, because he never had actually what? A gray hair to dye. Okay, that's one. Two, whoever said that the Prophet dyed his 14 hairs, he said, كان يعني صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يدهن بالكتب. الكتب, it's very known, well-known type of dye. It's exists until today. If you go to people who sell the herbs in Arab country and you tell them I want kutub, when you go to Medina, it's very famous there, they sell it. And it is so dark, it is almost like a black color. Almost like a black color. It's very dark, very, very dark brown. I have some at home. If I remember, I will bring to you. I'm not using it very much. So, it is almost like a black color. It's not a black, but it's dark, dark brown. So that's why some of the people who saw the Prophet ﷺ, they always kept saying that he has no gray hair, period. Because he used this kutum, which is looked from a distance. If you don't pay attention clearly, you'll think that it is black. It is black. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم had a comb to fix his hair, and it used to be made from the horn of the deer, the gazelle. كان عنده قرن يسبح بالشعر صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. And Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, one of his students saw him. He said, كان الإمام أحمد عنده صينية فيها مرآة, a tray that it is like you can see yourself in it, like a mirror. وكان عليها مشط وكحل, and it has a comb and basically a brush and كحل. وكان يفعل هذا كل ليلة. كان Imam Ahmad يعني fix his hair and put the كحل every night, and he used to say هذا سنة. It is sunnah from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لا يرتجل أحدكم إلا غبا. Don't, if you want to translate this hadith literally, it will be like this. Don't brush your hair every day. So imagine if somebody picked this hadith and it's Islam would encourage people to be what? Messy, blah, blah, blah. And some people even will go beyond this and say, reject this hadith, don't accept this choice, the hadith. طيب يا أخي, hold on. إذا حدثتكم عن رسول الله يقول ابن مسعود حديثا فظنوا به الذي هو أهناه وأهداه وأتقاه. Always, as Mas'ud said, and Ali said the same thing, whenever you hear hadith from the Prophet ﷺ, don't rush to understand it in a bad way, in a wrong way, in a nonsense way. Okay? You have to hold on until you think of the best meaning of it. So what does this hadith mean? This hadith has a story that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam called for one of the companions for something important. So they said he is fixing his hair. And you know now people has a long hair, he braided his hair. Then the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam called him again. He said he's doing this. For 3-4 days, every day the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked for this man. They told him he is braiding his hair. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يترجل أحدكم إلا غبا. He said if you want to brush your hair to do this, don't do it every day. So this hadith is talking about those who waste time in fixing their hair. You see, it's not talking about brushing their hair in the morning. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man kana lahu sha'r falyukrim." Anybody grow hair, long hair, man, woman, have a beard, you have a hair in your head, and you having grow, you have to trim, and you take care of it. You don't let it miss it. That's why your mustache has to be trimmed, your beard has to be brushed, your hair, and so forth. So this, what this hadith means. إذا نزلت رأيت جبينا مزهرا للنبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم ووجها كفلقة البدر. You will see a beautiful face. It looks like a full moon, a bright full moon, in a night where there's no clouds. كان وجه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم not completely round but almost round. كان جاء في وصفه صلى الله عليه وسلم يتلألأ وجهه تلألؤ القمر ليلة البدر. It is shining like the full moon in the clear nights. This is Hind ibn Abi Hala described him as like this. Jabir said, one day the moon was full, a full moon, complete moon. When you see it so bright, and you can imagine desert, there's no light like today. So you see it very clear, that's right? In the middle of the sky, clear sky. يقول جابر جعلت أنظر إلى القمر وأنظر إلى وجه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I kept looking at the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم face and to the moon. قال فوالله وجهه أبهى من القمر وأنور منه. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم face was more shining than the moon and more beautiful than looking at the moon. Jabir said that as the hadith reported by Tirmidhi. قيل للبراء أوجهه كان كالسيف كان قال لا بل كالقمر. This is very interesting narration. Jabir was asked once, Bara was asked once, is the Prophet ﷺ face like a sword, shining like a sword? He said no, it used to be he looked like a full moon. What a sword means, يعني long face, that's one. Two, sharp face, serious look, kind of, he said no, that's not the type of face the Prophet ﷺ had. Had a round face. It's interesting, he said in psychology, people usually who have a round face have a friendly look in their face, more than long face. Anyway, when the Prophet ﷺ speaks, you will see that his face starts more shiny because his teeth were very white and shining teeth. يقول ابن عباس كان إذا تكلم كأن اللؤلؤ بين شفتيه, as if you see pearls, white pearls in between his lips صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. He had a very wide eye. كان عينه كحيلة. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, the socket of his eye was white, big. Was white and big. كان واسع العينين صلى الله عليه وسلم. كحيل, and it looks naturally has كحل. Have you seen people? They are naturally, their eyelashes so dark as if they have كحل. They not. It's naturally like that. صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أدعج العينين. بياضها مشرب بحمرة قليلة. The white color in the eye has a little bit of reddish in it. صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. Also, one thing we know about his eyelashes, it used to be thick, it used to be long. كان أهدب الأشفار, يعني الرموشة ثقيلة وشديدة السواد وطويلة. It's a thick, it's long, and it is so dark, black. That's his eyelashes صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. وكان أزج الحواجب سوابغ في غير قرن. And his eyebrows were almost connected, but were not completely connected. يعني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم's eyebrows were almost connected